Jackie New. What it do? Jackie New. What's up, y'all? I'm going to remind myself from the beginning to the end intentionally to breathe. Because I be forgetting to take a moment. It's okay to pause sometimes. You know that awkward silence? I be hating that shit. But that be making me, um, it makes me forget not to breathe too, though. Anyway, we have the moon in Leo, and y'all know the sun is in Gemini. Mercury also is in Gemini, and I can tell this Gemini season been Gemini. What's up, whoever that is in the chat? This Gemini season been Gemini for me anyway. It's my season. What's up? So we're gonna pull some cards real quick. Read the message, read the energies, read whatever, whatever come out. Hopefully you get a message. Hopefully it's something you can fuck with. But we're gonna read first out of the astro deck, and we'll go from there. Probably after that, the numerology deck. Y'all know I be tired of doing the same shit. I just don't be knowing what else to do. But let's get started. How was y'all Gemini season? Even though nobody's in the chat, but it don't fucking matter. Y'all can catch the replay, or it could be just for me. I ain't gonna be able to help but to get a message about this home. Alright, last shuffle. And just in case y'all didn't know, since I'm, sitting in between words, we are having another Gemini open panel live, the Death of Divine Feminine group. Now the specific date I'm not sure of. It was, don't worry about what I was just gonna say. I'm not sure of the specific date, but it will be soon before the season is over with. Okay. All right. Let's see. Come on, baby. I'm at the park per usual with the kids. I need something to come out. All right, we got Neptune. I saw Neptune when I first opened the deck up. Neptune, that's the dreams, imaginations, the subconscious. Where's Neptune? Aries is in Neptune right now. So this is something only you can understand. And with Gemini being in Mercury and in the sun, you'll be able to express it for other people to understand. But until you express certain shit, motherfucker is not going to know what the hell you coming from. You can't expect anybody to read your mind at the moment because these things are only something that you may be able to, maybe only be something from your specific perspective. Why that fell on the floor? Then it's Saturn. Saturn is the boundaries, being bound down. This is the rules and the regulations and shit. But I think Saturn is in Pisces, right? No, bitch. Saturn is in Aries. So you is the one who creates your own regulations. And nobody has authority over you. Can't nobody have authority over you when it comes to certain things that nobody can't even do but you. So when it comes to other people having authority over shit, that's blasphemous. We got Neptune and Saturn in Aries. Okay. I don't know, they ain't come out right. I got my chart over here. So Neptune and Saturn is in Aries. Ooh, and they sitting right on top of each other too. Ooh. That just made me think of something. I don't be liking to go too deep off into my personal business like that, especially not when I'm on live because I don't be want to project. But with Saturn and Neptune being right there on top of Aries, it'll be very easy for a person to understand how they're overstepping their bounds when it comes. They may not understand it, but they know that they can be dead ass wrong, and you can have a point when it comes to your own personal boundaries and like who the fuck somebody else to tell you what you finna do and how you gonna do it. Like that's something that's not gonna be pretty much accepted during this time. So we got the sixth house. This is the routines and the patterns or whatnot. This is your work. Maybe just like how you could be having to go to work at a certain time. At some point, just because you 2-3 minutes late out for work or 2-3 minutes late out for your damn lunch break, a person should have some type of humanity or humility or something to let you to not act like that's a big deal type shit. Gemini SZN, get the likes up. That's right. Let me like this bit. Oh, I can't even like it. But a person, my air conditioner tripping. Don't do it. A person, what the example was being at work and you got to go on your lunch break and you're 2-3 minutes late. You can slide during this time. A person can't do nothing but to feel. I'm a person, bro. I can't operate off of strict times and things like that. I may have to shit at the same moment that it was time to clock in. So guess what? I had to do that. Fuck is you talking about? All right. So let's see. Get them likes up. We finna pull some up out of the numerology deck, right? Cause the astrology deck usually gives me like my foundation. So the foundation right now is about your own, you having sovereignty. I guess that's the word. I be hating to use these goddamn slang words, or it's not slang, that's not the term, but these catchphrases or whatever. Y'all know what I'm saying. I'll be liking to use them the same rhetoric, because I'm trying to get to an actual point, not some fake shit. But it's time for you to have sovereignty even when it comes to things like working and your routines and things like that. You're the one that needs to be setting some type of regulations when it comes to certain things. When you gonna eat, not when they tell you that you can eat. Maybe you don't want to eat at 12 o'clock. You might don't want to eat at all. Maybe you want to go on a fast or something. So a lot of times we get into these patterns and these routines, and even when it goes against what we need to be naturally flowing in for the moment or the season that we're in, we'll forget that because it's only natural for us to eat at 12 o'clock, or it's only natural for you to do something because you have something else that's like, for instance, when I feed my kids, for an example, if they don't eat their food, it feels natural for me to eat it. But if I'm like, that's not being sovereign. That's like me allowing the energy around me to shift how I'm actually projecting myself and what I'm doing with my own life. But that's a small ass example, but you know what I mean. That's the best one I had for you. Hold on. We're not going to get this one. I don't want it. And it was 2. I don't want to look at them. One of them was 7, but I don't know what perspective it came out of. So that's why it was always important to be in your own individual space, so that you can even know what type of time that you need to be on. Because during this time, that's going to be like, that's the thing. You have to use your own wisdom. Don't follow the crowd necessarily. Gemini is an individual energy. Here come my kids, y'all. I hope they ain't coming up here. Gemini is an individual type of energy, independent. You know, it's an independent thought. It's an original thought. So if you don't have your own reasoning as to why you're doing whatever you're doing, even if it's some regular shit like going to work, it be so many synchronicities that be coming out the air when I be on here doing my live, but they be personal. So, you know, when I be like, it be shit like that that's actually personal, but I don't want to, we ain't gonna go there. But even when it comes to things that you have to do on a day-to-day basis that's work-related type shit, or taking prescription pills, because you have to put that into your regimen and routine, you need to actually know why you're doing that shit, and is it worth it for real, or can you actually work on yourself without the pills? Could you actually go a different natural route? Because what's natural is kind of like highlighted during this time. In Aries is, hold on, let me see. Aries is in Venus and Saturn. Oh shit. I mean, Venus is in Aries. Hold on. Oh yeah, and Saturn is in Aries too. So we got a stellium in Aries actually. We got Venus, Neptune, and Saturn in Aries, and Chiron. Okay. Chiron is that wounded healer, and we got Ceres, but I ain't gonna go too deep off in that. But Chiron is that wounded healer. You being able to be yourself and be comfortable with that, you done healed your shit, then that it'll be a whole lot more respected. Hold on. Huh? So Naya won't play with us in the water. She don't have to. See what I'm saying? She don't have to, baby. Come here, let me fix your cap. See what I'm saying? She don't have to play with them in the water. She don't want to. It could be normal and be looking weird to others that you don't want to follow the crowd, but you don't have to right now. Huh? Not yet, baby. I just had the other stuff. That's for later. Please. You can have some water. No, Mommy. Can you just please get a lot? Y'all just had the sandwich and chips. Y'all don't need that right now. Please. I'm still hungry. Well, huh? Eat the chips then, because y'all gonna make a mess of the lunchable. Okay, here. How about me? You gonna sit over there and eat them? Get 3. Where you gonna eat them at? No, you're not. Because I'm in the car doing something. Hold on, y'all. Let me mute up. What? Say what?
We're gonna eat it. Oh, we're gonna eat it.
Eat it on the bench.
I see behind your other cousins.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's a boy.
Zanaya! She don't want hugs right now. Oh, I got the wrong. Here, there you go. That's not pizza. You want one?
What's the sauce?
Do you want it or nah?
I do, but what's the
Don't
sauce?
waste it. Don't have no sauce in these.
I don't want it. I'm just gonna eat.
Okay. Alright, go over there and eat then. Yeah, you don't have to do things just because other people expect for you to do shit. No. You'll be going against the grain big time during this time, doing stuff that you think is expected or doing stuff just for the sake of normalcy or keeping it cool. Like, that's not the point right now. You're supposed to be sitting into your own individual self. Now, what was I at? I said Chiron is in Aries. You just doing that is going to, like, shed. It's going to give you a certain, like, glow. And I don't mean to say it, like, literally, but the wounded healer or Chiron is in your aura system. These are those little shadow aspects that people can always peep from you that you may not necessarily be able to see from yourself. But if you've already kind of like, huh? She want hugs, huh? Open it for her. And throw it in the trash. Don't throw it on the ground. What I was just saying. Yeah, these things are in your aura system. So you having an aligned, you being in alignment when it comes to how you are accepting of yourself is going to show from the external, even when people don't actually know you or don't even have a chance to get to sit down and talk to you and shit. It's just going to be a natural energy that you're going to be exuding type shit. Okay, hold on. Now let's pull out some number cards to get even more insight, y'all. No. It could look chaotic to other people, but hell, it wasn't chaotic. Those things were meant to be like that. Like, you were able to pick up your own pieces better than somebody else can pick up your pieces. You see where they fail at, and when they fail, you was able to gather up other information, and now that helps you to integrate your Chiron energy. I mean, that's how it worked for me. Chiron is actually on my sun. It's not on top of my sun, but it's in Gemini. Y'all know I'm a Gemini. But come on, baby. I guess for real, I should be practicing not using any cards, because these cards act like they don't want to come out today. But I ain't prepared for that mentally, so I ain't gonna do that right now. We got the zero space. I don't know which zero this is, but zero is it's an androgynous energy. This is the nothing. This is like, it's not supposed to be any extra shit going on. This is the original space before there was even awareness in the space. It shouldn't be any sparks going on right now because it's supposed to be a naked, pure space. But we're gonna get there because I don't know exactly what perspective that is right now though. We're gonna get there. Then we got 2 came out. It ain't really come out. I'm gonna put it back. I want it to jump out. If it come out again, it was meant. What, baby? You finished? Throw it in the trash can over there.
Nobody will share with the pepperoni.
You ate all yours?
Yes, I still want some pepperoni.
You want some of these chips? Want some chips?
No.
Bye.
Yes.
Anyway, you know, I know how to juggle more than 2-3 things at a time. That's why a lot of shit may look chaotic. And just in general, Gemini season, Gemini energy is in the air. Whether you're a Gemini or not, you may be faced with the obstacles, not obstacles, but faced with the task of having to juggle more than one thing at a time. And it could look chaotic. It could even feel chaotic. But if you realize, like, this is like a part of the development of me, then you can kind of balance out the chaotic energy with knowing that certain mistakes are not mistakes. They're learning lessons type shit. And don't trip. It's okay. 4, we got the 4 came out. This is like a blocky ass 4. 4 is the thought frames for real. I would say 3 is really the thoughts, but 4 is when the thoughts become structured and now you have an actual mind around this shit for real. And you're actually able to express these things and have boundaries based on what you think and make tools out of the things you came to conclude and shit. But that 4 is in a misalignment type of shit though. I haven't looked at it out the book yet, but we finna do that. So both of these energies so far, why do I want to come out like that? Yuck. Them look like chains right there. I don't know who in the chat. I've been in good spirit. Ooh. Saturn and Aries type shit. Right? Ain't that what's going on? Saturn and Aries. Yeah. Feeling tied down, feeling stifled. And it's outside of your own demands. Like, it's not stifled because your energies are stifled. It's certain things external that is causing you to not be able to, like, be free or be yourself. Even being locked up type shit. We're gonna go there. We're gonna get there. Hold on. I don't think I ever got this one before. I don't think as many times as I've shuffled these cards, I don't think I've ever gotten that one. I got the other ones, the solution one, and whatever that other positioning is for one. I got that before. I don't remember getting that one before. Let's see what the perspective is, because I can't remember what angle these are. Because these cards are made, you got 3 cards for each number, and each for the 3 cards for each number is going to represent a certain perspective or a certain angling of that energy. So when it comes to the 0, what that is, this is the inhibition. It says, in the image of the inhibition, the 0 shows itself imperfectly, as the wholeness of the 360 cannot be achieved in earthly life. The cross sum is always 9. This means that one part is missing. And the perfection is not of our world. So in this 0 space, this is the womb space. Just in general, looking at the card though, you got a whole world, a whole circumference. All of the energy focusing is right here in one space. And so this is the womb space. Say you're developing something up out of this empty void, and now you haven't even explored the rest of it. You've put so much emphasis on whatever this is right now, and once things are expressed, it's not going to be expressed to its fullest. But we're going to go there when it goes to the 1. And that could be some things that's stifling or blocking or holding things back, and it may not be just in your own energies though. Like, we know that your own energies is what creates the whole situation that you happen to find yourself in all the time. But at the end of the day, once you find yourself in these situations, it could be certain external physical things from the outside of you that creates these blockages and whatnot. But we trying to get down to the bottom of how these things came to be so that you can fix these things from the inside out. So when it comes to that, this is the inside. It's certain things. I got to get some insight. Hold on. I ain't never pulled a clarifying card before, but I need to pull a clarifying card for that. Let me see. I'm finna pull a clarifying card real quick. I ain't never did that, boy. Let me see which one. We're going to pull out the... Which one? So let's do Celestial Insight. I want some insight on that. What up, Nomadic? Acknowledge another flame. Real shit. What you mean? I'm talking about some real shit. I don't really know what you mean, though. Okay, real quick. When it comes to that 0, that space that is being inhibited based off of not having the awareness of the whole circumference, only being aware of... So when things are birthed out, it ain't going to be birthed out in no beauty form, like in this most fulfilled form. But I'm knowing there's a 1 that comes after this that I even pull. So before I get there, I want to understand what the fuck. I need more insight. Celestial insight. Give me more insight on that 0. 1 card, please. Visions. Oh, okay. Acknowledging another flame. Yeah, you're right. Visions. Paying attention to other people's spark. But yeah, acknowledging somebody else has their own individuality. Like, be aware of that shit. Because if you think that a person don't have a right to their own individuality, you might get your ass beat. Get your feelings hurt. Fucking with the wrong one. You might fuck around and find yourself in hell. Because some people have things that's behind them. Because they're standing on like real natural integrity. Shit like that. They're actually in their own individuality. They've already have accepted the fact that their whole point in life is to be who they are and express that and build a purpose based off of it. And if you come to try to fuck with that, baby, so you might find yourself in a world of trouble. And that goes to that Saturn energy. Like, I ain't gonna go into my personal business. Okay, so we got confusion. Okay, so when it comes to that zero, this is confusion. Not really understanding the space that you're already in. So not even having awareness of the other space. So you're not even being able to know who you are. Okay. So when it comes to the zeros, like not being able, it says confusion is temporary and leads to clarity. Okay. Are you feeling lost? Slow down. Be patient and allow clarity to emerge in its own time. Sometimes stuff be moving so fast you don't even get a chance to perceive everything that has happened for real. And then that'll have you at a state of confusion or a state of lack for real. And once you have to express like where you just came from, you won't be able to fully express it because you haven't even grasped it all for real. So that's just some side note shit. I ain't never pulled no clarifying card before, but we had to do it that time. So that was just for the zero. Now when it goes to to the four, what we got? That four is in its inhibited space too. I'm watching these kids. And if we're holding up candles, what? Visions, and if we're all holding up candles. Now, nomadic. What are you talking about? What you talking about, nomadic? Okay. Four. The four sits inflexible and controlling in its square. It patiently bears its cross. I feel like I'm missing something right now when it comes to that zero though. It's another part of that because see, and that's mirroring the energy of the zero. I'm not being able to grasp where this is really trying to come from because I can't, like, it's all right here. I'm missing something though. And with that four, this is inflexible and controlling in its square. Four is like that home space. This is like the actual physical structure of your home. Or maybe your heart space for real. Because we know four is correlated with the Cancer energy. Hold up. Let me fix this. Four is correlated with that Cancer energy. But it's inflexible at the moment. Where's Cancer right now? What's going on in Cancer? It's inflexible and it's controlling and it's square because four is that logic shit. And being using too much logic on matters that you ain't even got nothing to do with or don't even have the full scope of and have internalized like what actually happened, your logic gonna have you dumb as a brick, looking like a brick type shit. Let me see what's going on in Cancer. Oh, we ain't got no Cancer energies in the sky. Oh, okay. So we don't have any actual Cancer energies in the sky. So you're going to have to go off your own, what you already have experienced and what your wisdom already has gained. If you ain't gained no wisdom, then you're going to be trying to use straight logic when it comes to matters of the heart and emotions. And that's going to create a dusty-ass situation in your house. Your house is going to be clean, but it's dusty termites every goddamn where because it needs love and juice. It needs need to put some wood oil on your dresser and not just think you finna blow it off. No, it needs actual care type shit. And it's being too controlling. Number four in its inhibited space is being inflexible and controlling as if love is not needed. And then that goes to that. This is so mirroring my personal business right now, and I don't want to talk about it. I want to talk about it because it helps me to explain, but I don't really want to talk about it because like I just because I don't be liking folks when I watch people. I like to hear their business, but since I don't want to talk about it. One day I'm gonna get to the point to where I feel comfortable talking about my business when it comes to like a reading. But if we was in a conversation, I talk to y'all all day long about shit. What's up, baby?
I'm thirsty. Can I keep it?
Yeah, you can have it. But it's different when I'm talking to myself and I'm supposed to be doing a reading. Then I start talking because I'll get sidetracked. And if I don't have nothing to bounce off of, then we might go down the wrong street. So I ain't finna. But anyway, what was I at? Oh, yeah, the four is saying that it needs some more emotional energy going on. And with that zero, and it's not even aware of the entire spectrum, you better use your heart space to feel what's going on because you can't know right now. And I guess my whole point, too, is going back to the individual and then the Gemini, the original thought. Yes, ma'am?
They're fighting with that.
Who fighting with what? Let me get you some more. Where the other water at? Hold on, I got another water. I don't know why I be trying to do this when I be watching kids, but I'm on the phone, baby. Hold on. What I do with the other water? You must want some. You want some? You want some? Some water.
That boy went on him every round. He keep on messing with her.
Who was on it first?
Nuh-uh.
I said who was on it first?
Empress.
Hey, go fight. I might have to get out the car.
Oh, get it back.
No,
I'll get some water.
I can't. Why the fuck I just get that water? Oh, here you go.
Empress, go with the tip. Go with the tip.
Find something else to play with, baby. Hold on, y'all. Wait a minute. Okay, anyway. Where was I at? Yeah, I be having a lot going on. This regular shit. Not just because it's Gemini season. This regular shit for me. Okay. I lost my cards, but I know which ones they was. We had the 4, and then we had the 1, and we had the 0. So what you want. Oh, here they go. Got what you need. Can't enough. This time make it hot. I got what you want. Got what you want. Got what you need. Okay. Now, when it comes to the 1, I really want to know what. Oh, all this shit inhibited. Damn, everything is inhibited. So, what the fuck? All right, so.
I want this.
All right. Everything is inhibited right now. The 1 is also inhibited. It says 1 feels directionless and torn apart. Forces drag on it. In the small circle below you, see how the 1 full of doubt seeks the right way. And this is more confusion, because if something is telling you to go one way, but your spirit don't tell you to go that way, but yet you don't pay attention to your soul, you don't really pay attention to things of the heart, you'll feel confused. You won't have that anchoring system to let you know, no, I know what the fuck it is that I need, and I know what I should do. It'll be too many other external distractions and external influences that'll give you all kind of logical reasons as to why this is the route. But everything ain't got to be logical. You're supposed to make it make sense, and you can make certain things make sense, because it could look chaotic to other people the way that you're doing it, but you would rather that things look chaotic and actually be in alignment with you, versus you actually being in internal chaos for real, just to stay in line with the external structure that was given to you. Though, who the fuck, that don't even make sense. And in order for us to actually to experience this on a wider totality spectrum, we have to do these things individually. And once a lot of people, or more people individually, hold it down for themselves as people first, you're a person first, you're you first, you're like a spirit and a body before you even your name first. Once people actually hold it down for those type things, those type things can be more acceptable. And with Saturn and Neptune being in Pisces, right? Hold on. Yeah. Saturn and Neptune being in Pisces right now, this is the best time for you to explore that type shit. Break your own chains, because when it comes down to the individual, the one, nobody can actually have chains on you. You don't have to do shit. Somebody can tell you something and you ain't got to process it. You ain't got to internalize that shit. You don't have to really give a fuck about it, for real. Even if you're like locked up or some shit. So this gonna come down to something that you're gonna have to do, and you have to be strong too. And with that Chiron on Aries, that lets you know right there, any type of pushback or resistance that you're getting. Damn, the phone finna die. Sure is. Any type of resistance or pushback that you're getting, you can expect it, and it don't mean to stop. Chiron is in Aries right now. Matter of fact, what else? What else is in Aries? Venus is in Aries right now. Things that you supposed to actually value is something that's on an individual basis only. It's not for you to value structures of the world or structures of the public spaces, like the public was accepted. Both of my shit finna die. It's not for you to like actually give a fuck about that more than you give a fuck about the things that you have to go to sleep at night and think about. That's what's actually gonna build your experience from moment to moment. You're doing that shit all the time. So, I'm gonna pull out one more deck. Yeah, I'm gonna pull out one more deck. And what's the deck? I'm gonna go ahead and pull out this deck that's right in front of me right here. This is the insight deck that I had clarified that zero with. So it's probably going to give us more information on the zero since I already been using it. Not the zero necessarily, but the core of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? The actual space that we're trying that this message is even coming from. And since I said that aloud, we know that's how it works. The synchronicity is going to be just that more than likely. And if it ain't, it still is going to give us insight because the deck is celestial insight. I have to tie everything together, y'all, in order for me to not be in chaos myself. Because the world that we live in is already chaotic, and yet I'm expected to fit in this world of chaos when I'm an individual trying to find my own balance and equilibrium. Yet I'm in a world of chaos. So for me to be able to like equalize those two polarities for myself as an individual, I use correspondences. I use reference points. Somebody was talking to me the other day, and in conversation, I guess she thought it was a dig to say, "Oh, you need reference points." Yeah, bitch. Everybody need reference points. Like, you can't exist without something else. If you're not aware of something else, then bitch, it don't exist. So yeah, I need reference points. And I realized at that moment, yeah, that is true about me. And shit, I ain't gonna say about everybody that's how it should be. But from what I've experienced and what I've observed and what I've learned, you do have to have something else in order for it to even make sense. You can't have a thought and then the thought makes nothing. What was the fucking point of the thought? It needs to have a reference point, something corresponding to it, so you can see. If I have a thought and then right in front of me an apple falls on the ground, and I can correspond those two things, now that can give me an idea of, oh, okay, maybe that thought was on this end of the spectrum. Maybe that thought meant, you know what I'm saying? You got to find some type of correspondences. This is just some Gemini game in order for you to like understand what's actually going on from an internal perspective and not using just straight logic. This is from a heart space. Your heart feels these things. Okay, now come on, y'all. Come on, cards. Okay, purpose. I think I just said purpose out my mouth. Yeah, in order for you to even have a purpose, you got to have something to have a purpose for. Like, if you are in this existence and you have never had any experiences, you know what I'm saying, or if you haven't even had any resistance, and you're just doing things lollygagging for no particular reason, but for the external pleasures of the world, maybe to get a paycheck, or maybe to please someone else, or maybe because it's just the normal thing to do. It's like jumping off the bridge because your friend did. If you do those things, you don't have no purpose. So you got to find the actual purpose, and that's how I find mine in every moment. The course, I don't like be all. It comes like naturally. It's like a the fuck is the word? Simple as word. But it's like a simultaneous thing. I try not to put too much pressure on anything, especially when it comes to correspondence. But when you see these things, don't ignore them though, and you're gonna see them all the time if you actually are trying to like be in your own moment, in your own present moment. But your purpose is guiding you forward. Have you been feeling lost? Refocused on what truly matters. Fuck to you. And pursue the things that bring meaning and fulfillment. I got to give y'all a little bit of it. So, I got to give y'all a little bit. Look, I just went to jail the day before yesterday, right? For some bullshit. Wasn't my fault. What happened was don't worry about what happened first, but long story short, I had warrants that I wasn't aware of because they didn't process my money, my payment, but I had the receipts in my car. Long story short, when I got in the back of that police car though, I gave his ass the business. And that was one of the main things I was telling him, like, what's your actual point? What's your purpose? Do you have one? For what I can tell, you are not serving no point. You're not serving any justice. I got my tickets, my receipts for my tickets in the car. I had somebody pick up my car. And they was trying to take my kids to DHR for the hell of it, even though 4 adults were there. Long story short, the purpose that he was manifesting was something that he was like just playing out for other powers that be, that shit, it wasn't actually important. It was for a stop sign The warrant was for a stop sign violation. Plus, I'd already paid the ticket off. My point is, my question to him was, if you think that what you're doing has an actual point, you need to find something to do, because that shit ain't got nothing to do with actual life for real. I went in on his ass. I went in on that bitch. But if you're doing things just for a paycheck, like, and then meanwhile, while you're doing these things to get your paycheck or to fit in, or for whatever fucking reason, and these things actually are going against morality, then your purpose is kind of like, you have a negative purpose for real. And hopefully you can realize you'll have a negative purpose. And if you think that that's not a thing, like people like the cop, I don't even realize he realized that that's a thing, bro. You actually doing this shit 8 hours a day. You fucking with people and you don't know them. You don't know me, but yet you have authority to do certain shit, and you do it for the negative part of it. Your purpose is you going to hell, really, because you're not creating any type of like beneficial thought frames. What you finna get ready to go to sleep at night is you gonna hear my kids crying for their mama, and you do this every day. So your purpose is bullshit, bro. But we ain't talking about him. We talking about real shit. We talking about like us, our purpose. We know better than that. So anytime you find yourself in a state, in a position of you having to choose what's right over, like, should I do this because I need to keep my job, then you might need to come back and figure out what you need to do as a purpose, because that ain't it. Like I told him, this ain't it. If you think you doing something for real, this is not it. You need to find your actual point. What do you actually like to do? Because I know goddamn well. Come on now. If that's trash, you need to throw this away.
No.
Take that and throw it away. I know goddamn well you don't think doing something to a person like me. Anyways, let me get off of that. That's why I ain't want to bring it up. Okay, we got healing at the bottom, but I ain't pulled that. But yeah, your purpose is guiding you forward. Have you been feeling lost? Refocus on. And a lot of times when people don't have a purpose, they do just engulf themselves with matters of the world, like a job or somebody else's life, or living vicariously through stuff that like it's not really helping them type shit. And they're not being guided nowhere, and they can't guide themselves, and then they don't have any boundaries, because they don't even have no boundaries for like what they need to do for themselves. You wouldn't have any fucking boundaries right now. This is not the time for that. You have to be walking in some type of point, even if it's just, I'm finna go to the store to make sure that I can cook today. Oh my, hold on, y'all. How do I mute up? Oh. For real. You got to have some type of actual point. And if not, you will be in confusion. Life ain't gonna be fair. You will see other people being able to control their own routines and their own patterns, and having good health, not having to take goddamn arthritis medication and shit, because they know how to work on themselves. They know how to go outside and stretch on their own, and they know how to put it in their mind space, in their subconscious dream space, whatever intentions that they want. And with that being some pure individual type of shit, that shit will materialize in their body and shit, and they'll be able to like actually live like they want to, and you will be hating because you ain't found that shit for yourself. So I don't know why I had to say that. See, I'm trying to get out that nasty energy. I ain't in no nasty energy, to be honest. That whole police shit was entertaining. Not entertaining, but it was interesting. Let me say that. It was interesting. It was interesting. It wasn't entertaining, because I had other shit to do than to be dealing with that. But the things that I observed was kind of like, this is entertaining. This is interesting. Time came out because it made me spend a whole lot of time on shit that I didn't give a fuck about. Like, and the interesting part of it, it wasn't important enough for me to actually like value that shit for real. It really wasn't. Like, it was entertaining. I keep saying entertaining, but what's going on with Leo? Because it wasn't entertaining. It was like interesting. Oh, the moon is in Leo. That's right. But time is your greatest ally for growth and healing. Have you been rushing through life? Trust in the timing of things. Patience will bring the results you seek. Okay, so when it comes to your purpose, Because in the dream space, in that Neptunian space, mixed with Saturn, that's like a time warping type of energy when you got Neptune and Saturn in the same space. So if you're working on something and it seems elusive to you, you know what I'm saying? It seems like, oh, this could never manifest. Or if it does, it will take me, like, I don't even see how that would work with all the restrictions and boundaries in this world. Right now, you can take your dreams and imaginations and those subconscious things, work with those things, like manipulate your own internal space for real when it comes to the things that you care about, like the things that you dream about and would hope for. Like, take those things, create rituals out of those, like come up with some type of spell, actually do something and work towards it for real, even if you don't see the possibility of it. Actually put some type of physical material effort in it, and you'll begin to notice, like, damn, I thought that would take forever, and it didn't take that long because you done sped up time or you done warped time. And being that this has an actual purpose, like a pure intention of a purpose, this is going to add emphasis and oomph from the spirit, like from the unseen parts of shit. And I'm finna pull this next card and I'm finna go. Because I just be talking. I ain't even look at the card for real, for real. Okay, we got 3, 4. So y'all see those little lines right here? Usually you got 4 lines in a strike. That means 5, but this is 4. So it's 3 lines in a strike. And you got both of those like that. That adds up to 8. But not only that though. Look, that look like some Pisces. Look. That is Pisces. Time is Saturn type shit. 4. We got the blocking 4. We had that inhibited 4. You feel like you're restricted from time is restricting you. You don't have enough time, or maybe it takes too much time to get something actually done, and that is a restriction, so to speak. But like I said, Neptune is in Saturn. Neptune and Saturn are like in the same space with each other. And where they at? In Aries. Wait a minute. Yeah, in Aries. They're both in Aries. So based just on that, your own individual dreams have more potential than what you even thought. Okay, one more card. Where the kids at? Because I need to get my ass out and actually watch this. Because I don't just got my kids. I got, oh, there we go. I got my niece too. But they play very well together though. Boundaries. Now, we've been talking about boundaries the whole time. What is that? What's that right there? I'm trying to, let me think. I got to look at it. That looks like, damn it, damn it. What is that, Mercury? No, not Mercury. Mars, yeah. It looks like Mars, and Leo is in Mars at the moment. Okay, boundaries. It says setting healthy boundaries is crucial for your well-being. Do you feel overwhelmed by others? Clearly define your limits to protect your emotional and mental space. Like what? Set your own boundaries, because if you have boundaries with yourself, like you have certain boundaries that you ain't finna cross when it comes to yourself. You ain't finna do certain things. Like you ain't finna eat certain things. You ain't finna be in the presence of certain shit. Then I know damn well you better have boundaries for other people. But first it starts with the self. And when you have these boundaries, just innately and naturally and simultaneously, these boundaries will be set, and you sometimes won't even have to open your mouth and say shit. It's just understood. You know what I'm saying? Or your reaction just by default. Your subconscious, the way your subconscious mind works, makes your reactions be a certain way, where a lot of things could be understood without even having to go through a whole goddamn long drawn out discussion or understanding about this shit. It just could be understood. And again, with Saturn and Neptune and what, with these energies being in Aries together though. Oh, and Venus too. With these energies being in Aries together, your individual self is like very important. However you want to set the scene, it's gonna be what matters at the end of the day. Motherfucker ain't gonna really be able to run nothing when you already got your own individual boundary set. I don't even really know what I want to say about that. Hold on. The fuck? Anyway, whatever. Okay, I'm finna go though. I need to go pay attention to these kids and get out and walk around in the sun a little bit. Oh, fit check, fit check. Yeah, I'm feeling cute today. I like to feel cute every day, but I never wore this outfit before, so. And I was getting a lot of compliments. But I'm finna go, y'all. Or should I pull one more? I'm gonna pull one more deck really quick. I'm gonna pull one more deck. And this is the Empathic Oracle. We might read out of the book just a little bit. And I had bought this hat. I'm like, damn, I'm getting old for real, boy. Because it's one of them old lady hats, but I can make anything cute. I used to wear my hair all kinds of ways, like not stupid ass ways, but like cut it, then grow it. And it's like, damn, nobody else, other people can't do that. But you know, that's a Gemini thing. We're very versatile. Let me not be a narc. Let me not be too self-consumed. But Chiron is on Aries right now, and if you feel these things, like sit in that shit. Appreciate it. Talk about it a little bit. It's okay if motherfuckers gonna hate. They gonna hate anyway. Okay. Come on. All right. Let's see what that is. The moon. Leo is in the moon right now, and we got 4 teardrops right here. 4 was that house. So this is where the emotions went. Hold on, my shit crooked. So this is where the emotions went. They was hid. So because everybody got emotions somewhere. Then we got the 24. 2, 4, 5, 6. So 2 is the relationship. 4 is that blocky space. So relating to your emotions, that's needed right now. Because with that 4 that we had earlier being very inhibited, very blocky, based on the space it came from, not actually being able to be aware of the total space, using too much logic when certain things you can't know certain things, you got to feel them. It's important for you to also go into to your heart space. And since the moon is in Leo right now, it could be even like difficult for you to do that because the Leo is like representative of the sun for real. And but not I ain't gonna say it's hard for you to do that because that's not the point. You may have certain awarenesses internally. Don't don't dismiss those things. I hate to see children throw trash here or whatever. Anyway, don't dismiss those things because it's an internal experience based on Leo being in the moon space right now. So I'm not saying, like I said earlier, that it could be difficult for you to express these things because Leo is in the moon. That's a very status quo, fake ass way of looking at things. We know things have all types of perspective angles and positionings and the way that they can be experienced. So a lot of these emotional awarenesses can't be expressed until you actually feel these things. Like you can't even know certain things unless you actually feel. And once you feel these things, with Mercury being in Gemini right now, then you'll be able to express them. And make sure that you do express these things because once you express certain shit, it comes out your mouth and into your ears as well. And once you hear those things and even process them out of your mouth as you're speaking the sentences, it brings more clarity to what you're actually was talking about for real. For me, it does. I'm a human like everybody else. So I'm for everybody. Let's not say just for me because I'm a Gemini. No, this is everybody. And certain things that you speak out your mouth, after you speak them out your mouth, you'll never forget them. You'll realize, oh, that was some heavy shit that I need to hold on to and kind of keep into my subconscious mind. So, for other subconscious reasons and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like certain wise parables that's only written in the heart. Some of these things that's written in the heart, it's time to express those things today. Even if you express them out your mouth to yourself, write them down to yourself. But in a spur of the moment, when certain topics and energies pop up, and you don't express these things based off of the inhibition of the 0, the 1, and the 4, then you're not really going with the flow for real. You got to go with the flow. Fuck that. Talk about it. Say what the fuck on your mind right now. And if it come out wrong, and if you come out in a way to where you can cause more confusion and chaos, at least you can learn from that shit. You know what I'm saying? And that'll be something that you have that you done crossed off your bucket list for real. And now you've already done that. And now when it's time for it to come back around, you know better how to handle a situation. Like you got to go ahead and express these things, bro. You're gonna have to express them, whatever the fuck it is. Because 4, 5, 6, this is balance. 24 equals 6. 6 is balance. You can't just have the heart space all hard and dry and blocky and it's not comfortable because it's supposed to be a comfortable space. No, you got to also find the emotion out of it. You got to like feel these things too, so that it can actually serve an actual purpose. Back to that word, heavy on purpose. And Neptune, Aries, and Venus being in the and Saturn in Aries right now. I said Neptune, Venus, and Saturn is in Aries right now. It's important for you to express these things. It's important for you to, I'm talking about from your, it's important for the things that's in your subconscious mind that you dream about, the things that you actually value, um, the things that you have boundaries about, your rules and your own personal regulations. It's time to express. It's important to express them at this time. Not saying that you ain't never expressed it before, but when those things come out, don't throw them away and don't dismiss that shit. You're gonna be playing yourself in the long run if you do that during this season. This is a friendly ass season. It's on some level, but it's more about like, it's not, it's friendly, but it's more about expressing things so that we can come to some type of equal ground and we can be cool with each other. You feel me? And then we could be friendly. Okay, what that was? Feather. No, that ain't no feather. It is a feather, but it's cleaning. Look how ragged it is. 15, that's number 6 again. More balance. That's the individual in the 5 space, in the heart space, or in that the internal emotional feeling space. 5 is also Leo, being in the moon type shit. Clearing, that can also clear certain shit by you expressing these things. It'll clear the confusion just by you, okay, finally I said it out my mouth, now I get it. I've had those things that happen to me, like had certain things that I've thought about for years but never really said out my mouth, and one day saying it out my mouth, it's like, damn, I always knew that, but I didn't really know until I said it type shit. So this will clear certain shit too, just by you keeping it real with your own boundaries, keeping it real with your dreams and your aspirations, and keeping it real with the things that you value, and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So what else? Yeah. No matter how it look, it could look chaotic, it could look broken and shit. It don't matter, bitch. I got to say it. I got to express it, so that I can get some kind of clarity and you can understand where I'm coming from. And if you don't understand, fuck it, blood ain't on my hands no more. That's your dumb ass. I said it. I made it clear. And if you don't have the ears to hear, then fuck, oh well. Anyways, okay. I just be talking. I'm just talking. I don't know what that means for, like, never mind. Keep that to myself. If it's for you, it's for you. That's a cute bathing suit that baby got on. Okay, what this is? Validation. 5 and 6, another 5 energy and another 6 energy. Like, damn. 6 is that work routine, patterns, behaviors, health, um, over analyzing shit, stressing about shit. So you got a whole lot of that to balance all these things out is what I'm talking about. Because you can try to like find so much balance to where you overanalyze and have anxiety about the shit. Now that ain't balance. But it's about balance though. We got 51. That's another 5-1 again. That's 6 validation. That's that the feelings corresponding to the individual, and that's what gives you validation when you fully understand your feelings and you can see how that is righteous. That's my moral boundaries. That's how I see shit. Now I validate my motherfucking self. Okay. I don't necessarily want to read these out the deck for real. I glance at the quote because in this deck, in this book, they got a quote. But I just got to the point to where I don't really like reading out of all the decks. I will read out the number decks a little bit and whatever's written on the card sometimes. But some of these decks or some of these texts, I don't, fuck that. I don't give a fuck about it like that. Like, it's not going to give me the clarity. I already said what it means for me in this reading. And sometimes when I read it, we already talked about that previously, how sometimes when I read certain, especially in that dark deck, I'm still going to pull out that deck from time to time. Do I have it? But it's like mind bending. It'll bend my intentions by me reading something and processing it only from where that person was coming from when they wrote it versus me just feeling what the energy means for me. So I'm gonna read the quote though, but I ain't gonna read the whole thing. I'm so curious and nosy sometimes. I just be want to do it though. So it says, in the darkness of night, the silver glow of the moon reminds me that there's always a light to be found. Am I gentle with myself in times of sadness? Do I allow myself the knowing that change will happen in its time? Is there a time that is calling for an extra measure of self-care? See, we had that time card to come out in the celestial deck. The moon space is like a space of timelessness. So when you go inside of your internal, there is no time in that space. A virus don't have awareness of time. Um, Bacteria don't have awareness of time for real. You know what I'm saying? Like we can observe the time or lifespan or whatever, but it's not in those types of internal deep spaces. Time does not necessarily exist. So that's why I was talking about that time bending mechanism that could be happening right now with that Saturn and Pisces type shit. But let me move on, cause fuck the book for real. I already said what I meant. Now 15, it was clearing. Remember 15 was clearing, and it's all bent up. It's like this shit been cleared so much. Actually used this shit to clear like a real feather for real. My energy, both inside and out, is mine to take care of and be responsible for. Fuck you talking about? You don't have authority over me, bitch. I got my own authority. And if you can actually stand in your own authority, you can actually say that. But if you know that you be needing help when it comes to your own like personal ways of thinking, you need some help when it comes to like boundaries. Oh, they have boundaries when it comes to that. So maybe I should hold up boundaries. No. If you need help with that, then you can't even say what I just said about what I said. Your energy, both inside and out, is yours, and you take responsibility and care for it. You wouldn't even want to say that shit. You would want somebody to help you, but we're not doing that. We're being grown. You know what I'm saying? We're being like adults. And when it comes to this card being all bent up out of shape, you not doing that has bent you all out of shape type shit. Not being able to hold it down for yourself and know what you're responsible for and know when to hold up boundaries when it comes to people trying to make you responsible for shit that's not for you to give a damn about. That has bent you out of shape any motherfucking way. So it's now time to clear that with communication. Talk about it. Shit. Fuck it. Talk about it. And it won't come across as no negative thing right now with Gemini being all around. We got Gemini in the sun and in Mercury right now. So it's a good time to communicate certain things to where y'all can get an understanding. You ain't gonna have this friendly as Gemini as energy for another 12 months. You know what I'm saying? So this is the time. Last card, all of these cards added up to 6. This is gonna create balance. Last card is validation, 51. Clearing and validation mirror each other, 51 and 15. So you having being responsible for yourself is going to allow you to validate your own feelings, and you won't need validations from others. But what the deck say though? As I open to hold on. As I open to all that is, I am validated by the kiss of the sun upon my face, the rustle of the wind through my hair, the strength of the earth beneath my feet, and a gift of life that flows into my crown. I am loved. I am love. Okay. This is you validating yourself. Because you are responsible for yourself. You've taken responsibility for certain things and you don't need nobody's to help you with when it comes. There's nothing wrong with help now. I ain't saying that. But when it comes to certain shit, there is a problem with you needing help with. Some like I ain't trying to help nobody do shit that I don't want nobody helping me with, or like I don't mind helping people either with certain shit that I didn't have to. It's just when it comes to certain stuff with dealing with the individual and your own pure space, nobody can help you. Let me just say that. So if nobody can help you do certain things, yet you still are like putting that responsibility on others, motherfucker is not finna respect you. Okay? And I'm finna go with all that being said. I fuck with y'all. I fuck with y'all. And I'll see y'all later. Bye.